anything divide all three of these? No. So then we do slip and slide. So we're going to slide this 4 down. So now I'm asking myself, I need two numbers that multiply to positive 4 and add to negative 4. What would they be?
Negative 2 and negative 2.
Okay, negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4, negative 2 plus negative 2 is negative 4. So factors into a minus 2, a minus 2. But we're not done. What do we have to do next? Divide by 4. We start out multiplying by it. This is where some of you are making a mistake. So I would recommend writing this step. 2 over 4 reduces to 1/2. But we don't leave a fraction. So at the very end, you take the denominator and slide it to the front. Some of you are just getting in a hurry and you're sliding the wrong number to the front. So we get 2a minus 1 times 2a minus 1. Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
I want to take a look at question 7. This one is a little bit different. So everybody take a look here. What do you notice about 10, 75, and 35? We have had problems where we had greatest common factors and had to do another step after that. This is the first one we've had with these trinomials, but we've encountered it with all of the other types. So I'm going to take out the 5, so that 5 goes in front. 10 divided by 5 is 2k squared. 75 divided by 5 is 15k. 35 divided by 5 is 7. So I took out my greatest common factor. Now I have to factor this thing on the inside. So what do we need to do?
Slide the 2.
Slide over the 2. Okay. So the 5 that I had just stays out in front. If it confuses you, you don't have to write it right now. It'll come back on our final answer. But I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to 14, add to 15. Okay, 1 times 14 is 14, 1 plus 14 is 15. So this factors into k plus 1, k plus 14. And we still have this 5 that we took out from before. What do we have to do next? Divide our 2. If you need to, write this step. K plus 1/2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So you only slide the denominator back in front. So we get 5 times 2k plus 1, k plus 7. So that problem had a little bit of everything. We had the greatest common factor and we were able to slip and slide on it. Are there questions on that one? Try another one of those. Let's look at 18 together. Or, sorry, number 8 together. So what do you notice first? Everything can be divided by 2. So I'm going to take a 2 out. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 2 divided by 2 is just a 1x. 2 divided by 2 is 1. If I'm trying to factor this, now we have to slip and slide. I need two things that multiply to a -6, add to +1. What would they be? times -2 is -6, 3 plus -2 is 1. So the 2 just comes down. We have x plus 3, x minus 2. Okay, then we have to divide our 6 back. So if you need to, 3 over 6 reduces to 1 over 2. 2 over 6 is 1 over 3. So you slide your denominator back to the front. So we have the 2 we factored out, then 2x plus 1, 3x minus 1. I want you guys to try number 9. 3. So if you do that, you're left with 5y squared minus 6y minus 8. So then if we slip and slide, we need 2 things that multiply to -40, add to -6. What would they be? We did -10 and +4. So the 3 just comes down. Now we have to divide these things by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. We can't do 4/5. So our final answer, we have the 3, y minus 2, and then we slide that 5 back in front, 5y plus 4. How did we do on this? Okay. All right, so here's what we are going to do today. I'm going to put you in groups in a minute and give you a handout. Now this handout, I'm trying to spiral back and hit all of the factoring as we go through so that we're not forgetting anything as we get closer to the next test. So the first section is greatest common factor only. Right, so remember greatest common factor, you're looking at what can you take out of every term. So if I said like 12 a to the 5th b squared c minus 15 a to the 3rd b c to the 4th. What can I take out of both of those? 3. What else? Look at our variables. What can we take out? How many a's? How many b's? How many c's? So you have to take out the smaller of the 2 powers. Okay, I had 5 a's and 3 a's, so I can take out 3. I had 2 b's and 1 b, so I can take out 1. 1 c and 4 c's, so I can take out 1. And so my answer is what I took out times what's left. 12 divided by 3 was 4. You had 5 a's, you took out 3, so there's 2 left. You had a b, you took out a b, so 1 left. And we took out all the c's. 15 divided by 3 is 5. We took out all the a's, all the b's. We had 4 c's, we took out 1, so there's 3 left. Do you guys remember doing those at the beginning? Okay. The other thing that we haven't reviewed in a while, difference of squares. So let's say I gave you something like 200 x squared minus 18y squared. First of all, what do you notice about those two things? We can take out a 2 because we always look for greatest common factor first. If I take out that 2, then I have 100x squared minus 9y squared. Difference of squares means it has to be a subtraction and they're both perfect squares. So then remember it was 2 identical parentheses except one's positive and one's negative. What's the square root of 100? 10. If you have 2 x's, how many does each get? 1. So we have 10x and 10x. What's the square root of 9? If you have 2 y's, how many does each get? 3y and 3y. And so it factors like that. So those are the old pieces that are on here as well.